The views expressed in this video presentation are my opinions and not necessarily the opinions of guests and others sharing or reposting this video. The content is produced only for educational and informational purposes. Do not regard any statements in this video as a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. Investing comes with risk to loss of principal. Always conduct your own research and seek guidance from a professional investment advisor. I am not a professional investment advisor. I'm Dollar Will. Today, as I get things set up here, some news caught my attention, this week. Been meaning to get to it. Let's see, get my screen share happening. Come on. Some news kind of got me. There we go. Come on. In light of all the protests and worldwide protests, because of the assault, the murder that the world witnessed of Mr. George. What is his last name? Why do I forget his last name so easily? I apologize to the family. Good brother from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Nobody deserves to die like that. But as usual, when you see an event like that takes on the world, there's some economic implications when people are heightening their sensitivity. And we see here Unilever, Johnson and Johnson will pull a rebrand skin lightening creams in India. About the rest of the world, we have to stay tuned. As we know, we see that the skin lightening thing is a worldwide thing. Okay, so but that started it all was this removal of the Aunt Jemima. I remember as a kid, those were fighting words. You can, if you insulted someone and said Aunt Jemima on the Pancake Box, that you had to fight. You couldn't say that. But just for a little history background, there's an article I put below the opinion piece below the video, which gives some interesting history of the woman who was hired as a salesperson for this new product, and who she obviously didn't look anything like Aunt Jemima. So that was a caricature, of I guess an enslaved African, okay, enslaved person, okay, that we insensitively call slaves, okay. Her name was Nancy Green, and it's interesting stuff about her. I'll let you read it, interesting life. On to Unilever. Since Unilever, L'Oreal, you know what? Let me pause right here. I want to go to bar chart and see what the heck does Unilever sell. They sell a lot. They are in the health and beauty aisle, of course, and they sell a lot of stuff. But the name Unilever doesn't ring a bell. So to most folks, I'm sure. I believe they bought the shea butter line. I believe that they are the company that bought that. Let's see. When you come over here to good old bar charts, you can find out which. Oh crap! I didn't mean to hit it again. So computer, come on over here to profile. Tell me what you do. Profile. Okay. You see there in the section with soap, detergents, cleaning preparations, products. Unilever is one of the world's largest consumer products companies. They produce and market a wide range of foods, home, personal care products. Their leading brands include Dove, Lipton, Magnum, Omo, and Rama. Never heard of those two. They are the number one producer of frozen foods in Europe. They are also a leader in the branded olive oil category. The most important brand being Bertolli. I've purchased that. They are the largest seller of packet tea in the world throughout uh, Lipton and Brook Bond brands. So now we know who Unilever is. And I will talk about the stock part of it later. This is one of the companies I want to talk about because of the sector that they're in at this point in time. But I want to read a little bit of this article. Unilever, L'Oreal, Johnson and Johnson. These are the Band-Aid people. They own everything in just about in the daggone the medicine aisle. Okay, plan to rename or discontinue some of their skin care brands in India as controversy grows over the use of skin lightening product. Hindustan Unilever, the Indian subsidiary of the global consumer goods giant, announced Thursday that it would stop using the word fair in the brand name of its Fair and Lovely skincare brand. The decision was taken to shift a more inclusive vision. The decision was taken to shift toward a more inclusive vision of beauty, the company said in a statement. Johnson and Johnson, the U.S. giant that owns some of the world's top consumer brands, has also discontinued 2 lines of skin care products that refer to fairness on the labels, they confirmed Thursday. The company said it will no longer sell its Fine Fairness Brightening Serum, which is sold under the Neutrogena brand in Asia and the Middle East. You mean North Africa. It will also pull a moisturizer marketed in India by the brand Clean and Clear, which is called Clear Fairness Cream. Johnson and Johnson emphasized that these products made up a very small part of its global portfolio and added it had already planned to discontinue one of the lines later this year. Okay. Conversations over the past few weeks highlighted that some product names or claims on our dark spot reducer products represent fairness or white as better than your own unique skin tone, the company said in a statement. This was never our intention. Healthy skin is beautiful skin. L'Oreal, which is the world's biggest cosmetics company, said Friday it's removing words referencing white, fair, and light from similar products. Businesses around the world have been adjusting their brands in recent weeks in response to protests against racial discrimination triggered by the death of George Floyd. The name is George Floyd. I should not forget that. A 46-year-old black man at the hands of a police officer in America. Over the last month, several major companies have renamed or retired products, including Quaker Oats with its Aunt Jemima brand in the United States, and Nestle with its Redskins and Chico's sweets in Australia. In India, the preference for lighter skin has been a long-standing contentious issue. Activists who oppose the use of cosmetics for skin lightening say some of the best-known Bollywood stars have perpetuated the trend by lending their names and faces to advertising campaigns promoting fairness creams. I'm not going to read any more. I'll let you do the rest. I'm thinking of African Americans. So, we have some entertainers whose skin has lightened over the years. Okay, Michael Jackson, not just Michael. I mean, when we believed Michael was doing it, it was like rare at the time. But so many other people have are suspected of lightening their skin, that it's become a trend. And we think about the trend going on in parts of Africa as well. So we need to keep our eye on this to see if it's just going to be restricted to India, and not extend, and rather than being extended worldwide. I guess that will be up to the people to demand it, to question it. At these, I'm sure there will be press conferences and people will ask the question. Hopefully, some conscious reporter in Africa and United States will ask these companies questions about worldwide ban as opposed to just India. All right, on to the charts. Look at Unilever price. Now, the reason why I wanted to look at it from a stock perspective is, in my view, the market is rolling over. Okay, the stock market, the run up we've had since March, in my view, is likely over. We're not. I'll be doing a video more specifically on the S&P and Dow Jones later this weekend. But for now, what interests me about this section, this particular space, is historically the health and beauty products have been like a safe place. Occasionally, sometimes they can be a safe place to hide out when your tech stock names are overbought. But I don't think that's going to be the case right now. Even these stocks are, I would say the term we use is overbought, when the technical term, when the price has risen too fast, too soon, and it just needs to have a pullback from the decline that we had in, well, this is from September of 29. So this started falling prior to February, when the Dow and S&P started declining. In my view, we're going to resume the downtrend, or have resumed the downtrend. So we'll keep our eye on that. And in my view, we're going to go lower. So this is one of those areas I was looking at and wondering if this would be a safe place, a safe sector to hide. Doesn't look like it. This our stock market is incredibly top heavy, overboard. Okay, so they're not gonna. This familiar place is not going to work this time. It does not appear that way. So that's the case. Let me look at a daily. See what's going on with it. Yeah, it still got more to fall. This has been pretty nasty for 5 out of 6 days. That's pretty nasty. So we have to keep our eye on it. But it doesn't look too reassuring. And then the other one was J&J. Let me see something about J&J. I think they're everywhere. They're in the hospital. Look at this. They're in pharmaceuticals, large cap pharma. Look at this long description. Healthcare field operates in 3 segments: consumer, I guess that would be your band-aids, your pharmaceuticals, that's your drugs, your medical devices and diagnostics. Okay, so they got you from the surgeries, from surgery to the pharmacy to the the controlled I guess that would be the pharmacy, and then the drug aisle itself. So they are there. Baby, from birth to, from cradle to grave. Excuse me. Baby care, skin care, oral care, wound care, women's health field, nutrition, over-the-counter pharmaceutical product, various products, anti-infective, is on and on, immunology, neurology, gastrointestinal. They own the daggone medicine aisle. pretty much. And so this is one of those areas that I was thinking theoretically would be safe, but it doesn't look so. Doesn't look like it. Looking at a bigger chart over a long stretch of time, this is where the price started around 1980. So this is like this. This picture tells a huge story about your financial life. If you did not participate in the stock market, you come from a family that didn't participate in the stock market, then this explains the situation, the economic situation, with certain families. And so I would say most families. Okay, that's what I would say. I don't think most of America is participating in the stock market, and this is the look of capitalism. This is it. You gotta get in when it's the right time, and you have to. It takes a culture to create this kind of participation over generations. It has to be woven into the values of the culture that this is important. That's the only way you'll create a more economically balanced country without wealth being concentrated in so few. Those families that are wealthy, those families have a particular culture that values investing. Okay, one generation will start out investing for 1 or 2 generations ahead. And so each generation knows that it's their family obligation to continue that trend. So as an African American, it's understandable that it has not been our tradition, but it has to become our tradition. Now, with that said, people unfamiliar with the stock market have a tendency to get in at the end of the run. We have to learn that you want to get in when the price is low, not after this run like this. So this red line represents about where I think it's going to fall. I think it's going to come back, and we're looking at a monthly chart right here. It's pretty nasty decline, and that's what has happened in the month of July. I'm sorry, June. And so it's been falling since close that April, of course. It's pretty nasty. So, like I said, I thought that this would be a safe place. It's not so much. That's just how fat and happy, stock traders have been, who have had the tradition of investing over, say, the last 40 years. If we're going back to 1980, 40 years. So, but this is, in my opinion, not exactly one of those times. But these are names. When you're looking at Unilever, Johnson and Johnson, when it's time to get them at a significant bargain, this would be one to discuss with your financial advisor. Okay, because I absolutely do not. My personal approach is I do not believe in the idea of buying good names just because they're good names and buying them as they fall. No, I'm a technical trader. Okay, so we know that you can get a price that's near the confirmed bottom. That's what technical analysis is all about. So when you hear people say, well, you can't pick the bottom. Well, first of all, we never said we could pick the exact bottom. We're not even trying to pick the exact bottom. We're trying to get near enough after what the technical analysis rules say is a confirmed bottom. We're trying to get close to that point. And so there are rules to this. So when I hear people say, well, make your list of good names and buy them now, because they're going to go. No, they're not going anywhere. This is all my opinion. You can buy them later. And when I hear people give that kind of recommendation, I know they're not technical traders. So there's a time for everything. time to buy, a time to sell. There's a time to buy a house, a time to sell a house, a time to buy gold, a time to sell gold. It's never always the right thing to do, to buy a house or buy gold. That's not true. That's, when I hear that, I go, okay, that person's not a technical trader. They don't know how to read charts. They don't know how to read the economic cycle, to know that, hey, there's safer, lower risk places to put money at any given time. So nothing goes straight up forever. Nothing. Not gold, not your house, none of it. But that's all I wanted to really talk about. So over time, you're going to hear news about the decline in price of big companies like Unilever and Johnson and Johnson, and of course, people are going to peg it to their products with, I guess, racist is the only word for it, with racist marketing, or racist usage. Okay, anything that's telling people that there's something wrong with their natural skin, that they need to lighten it, and then go so far as to say that they need to whiten it. That's racism in high places right there. So that's all I got for this. I just had to show you how all this stuff kind of come full circle. When I hear something in the news, my mind thinks, okay, let me go look at a chart. All right, peace.